Hello, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Dave Merriss, and I'm a proud 1970 Anderson High School alumni. I was also recently blessed to be selected as one of 5 distinguished alumni for 2021 by the Forest Hills Foundation for Education. In the next few minutes, I'd like to share with you a little bit about myself and what November 11th, Veterans Day, means to me. My family can trace their military service to the Revolutionary War. My father was a World War II combat veteran, and my now 98-year-old mother served in the Women's Army Corps. Myself and one brother, my son, son-in-law, and 2 nephews have served or are currently on active duty. These 3 generations have served almost 100 years of service and includes almost 40 years overseas and 8 combat tours. It really is difficult to put into words the feeling that comes to my mind each year around Veterans Day. Looking back on my 27 years of active duty service, primarily during the Vietnam and Gulf War eras, I still feel the pride, discipline, strength, and sense of service that characterized my experience. Many Anderson graduates like myself felt a calling to serve a cause larger than oneself. That calling came from my family tradition, but also was nurtured within the classroom halls and athletic fields of Anderson High School. Behind me is the Anderson High School Wall of Military Distinction. Over 500 names of Anderson graduates and faculty who have served or have died are emblazoned on the wall. The wall is prominently located near the lunchroom, and students of Anderson pass by this wall every day. Choosing this location and providing this visibility sends a clear message that Anderson values military service. Teachers from my era who are veterans that I especially remember are Mr. Bill Harris, Mr. Chris Steffen, and Mr. Paul Hamilton. It's fair to say that the commitment and investments that America has made to maintain a strong, equipped military throughout most of our history have directly contributed to the many freedoms we and many countries enjoy throughout the world. Thankfully, not every veteran has been exposed to the crucible of combat. War is always a result of a failure of diplomacy and statesmanship. I've always believed military service was a deterrent to keep our country from going to war. I've learned over the years that most every veteran from all eras will tell you their time in uniform was one of the most important in shaping their lives. The military instilled discipline and loyalty that remains part of every veteran's character. Veterans will talk about a bond that joins us all, regardless of what branch of service, whether drafted or volunteer, enlisted, commissioned, non-commissioned, regardless of race, color, or creed, male, female, gay, or transgender. The military is a melting pot where each person took an oath, lived by a code, and stood ready to defend the nation. And so November 11th each year is a day to recognize those who have served and pause a moment to reflect on the importance of their combined impact on this great country. We should all be proud of the immense sacrifice of knowing that the country we fought for stands behind us. What I celebrate on Veterans Day, and what Veterans Day means to me, is that I continue to be thankful and hopeful for the continued outstanding support provided by Americans, citizens, Congress, and the Veterans Administration. Regretfully, there have been times in our country's history that this support has not been as strong to do what needed to be done to commit the resources to safely transition all our veterans back to civilian life. And yes, I'm also very thankful for the incredible willingness of our young people to continue to raise their right hands and voluntarily commit their lives in service to our country. And so, on this Veterans Day, I would like you to consider reaching out to a family member or a friend of the family who is a veteran and thanking them for their sacrifice and service. It could be a card or a letter or a phone call. It could be something simple like, "Thank you for putting your life on hold to serve our country," or "Thank you for the sacrifices you made being away from your family." As long as it is personal and genuine, I assure you the veteran will appreciate it. Simply reaching out may open up a discussion or dialogue that may enable the veteran to tell his or her story. As a country, we don't want to lose these stories veterans have to share, as they are personal and important. I recently was able to take a tour of Anderson, led by our outstanding principal, Mr. Kyle Fender. It was very obvious that Anderson continues the tradition of quality leaders and teachers committed to the right values who teach a broad and rigorous curriculum. The full range of extracurricular activities in the arts, athletics, and clubs was truly impressive. All the facilities, athletic fields, and classrooms remain in top condition. We should be very proud of this commitment to academic excellence and support to prepare our students for life success. Finally, I just want to thank the Forest Hills family, but especially Mr. Andy Wolf, for their work in recognizing all our veterans through the Military Wall of Distinction. I'll always be grateful for the love of home and country that was nurtured during my high school years. Thank you.